Hey guys, this is E with Scrapbooking with Me, and what we're going to do today is Melina's challenge that she did last Thursday. I think she's got back into her challenges, so we are going to work on her challenge. Now, let's see. I just drug out some scrap paper. She said use whatever scrap paper you have, so I just dug in my scraps. This is not a scrap, but I'm going to use a piece of it. This is from Hello Susan, and I think it's from her Bee Garden collection. I will link Hello Susan's channel below, so you can see I just drug out some different papers. Now, she said you can make them as wide or as narrow or as tall or short as you want. They're going to be ephemera, matchbook style ephemera pockets, I think is what she called them. So I'm going to start off with this piece because it's already cut basically the size that I want. Basically. Now, let's see if there's up and a down on this. I think this is, I have already folded this once, but I think I'm going to still use it. Yeah, it looks like this is the top side and this is the bottom side. So she said just fold it up as much as you wanted on the bottom. This is going to be your little pocket. So I'm going to fold it up right there, and let's see how much that is. I'm folding it at about 2 1/4. I'll go ahead and burnish that. I tell you what, let's round our corners before I forget. Okay, got those rounded, and then you fold this top down to where you want it. Just fold it down to where it comes a little ways over that piece that you folded here. So I'm going to fold it down about right there. I'm going to leave about that much sticking out on the bottom. Now I'll tell you how much I folded this down, and this was a 12-inch piece. So I folded this one down to 4 1/2. So that's 4 1/2 folded down there. And you can use your scoreboard if you want. I just fold it regular. So that's cute. Now, the inside, if you want to cover this with some paper so that you can journal on it, you can. I think I can journal on this, even with that writing, because it's kind of light. So I'm just going to leave that like it is. Let's see. Now, this right here, we glue down, and then we can have that as a pocket. But I think I'm going to make a little tuck for mine. You know, I'm going to go rogue. You know I'm going to go rogue. I have to be a little bit different. Let's see. There's other things you could do too. You could put a little notebook in here. Have it kind of short and then put your tag on top of the notebook. That'd be cute too. Lots of different ways. Let's go ahead and ink, and we'll be thinking about if we want to do anything different. Now, this is a ink blending tool from Shell, I believe it is. And I always forget to link her Etsy store below. But if I forget, just nudge me in the comments and I will find her link and put it on there. I cannot remember things right now. You guys know that. So somebody will have to go, you didn't leave a link for that. This is just one that's a little bit fatter. If you have fatter fingers and fatter hands, you can use that a lot easier. I actually had my glue over there measuring my bottles for a surprise coming up. Okay, we're going to put a little glue on either side of that and then press it down. And that is going to be our little pocket. We're going to let that dry. Then the way we're going to close this is she punched a little circle. Okay, it's a little 1-inch punch. And we're just going to punch out a little circle out of one of these scrap pieces maybe. That should work right there. And I may go ahead and punch 2 pieces. That way I can glue them together and it'll be a little bit thicker, because this is going to tuck under my circle. So I'm just going to glue mine together, make it a little thicker. This paper is not the thickest, so I just want to make sure that I get it thick enough to hold. Go ahead and ink around it a little bit. Now, you can put this down with a little eyelet, a little brad. If you're going to do that, make sure you do that before you glue your pocket down. But I'm just going to do like Melina, and I'm going to glue right at the bottom of this. Just put a little glue right at the bottom. And then kind of center it up and press it right there. Okay, so that should work. Yep, it does. You see, that will just tuck back in there. Now we can go ahead and put something on here. You could put a little piece of bling, whatever you would want on there. I'm just going to bring in that little bit of pink right there on that. I think that's pretty. Oops. Did I glue that to the wrong side? Let's see. Yep. This is the top, I believe. Okay. Put that right there. And then we'll decorate this up. And we'll go ahead and make some more of these. And I may do some little tags in some of them and little journaling spots. Who knows what I'll do. I may put a little booklet in one. That would be cute. These are just some of the doilies that I have had sent to me, and then some that I have made, and I'm just going to see which one I think would go best. Oh, I like how that stands out there, and that's already cut. And I like to use my little cut pieces up first. So let's glue that down there. Now remember, when you're making something like this, the trick to, everybody says, well, how do you layer? How do you make it look like it was supposed to be there, or like it was in the paper? Layer things up. The more you layer pieces up, the better it looks to me. I like to layer. I like to put different layers on things. I just think that it gives it a better look. So I usually end up just putting some layers on. You don't have to cover up all your paper if you don't want to. This is a very old piece of journal page that I've had in my stash. Let me put that over there, and then we're gonna put a focal point on. Always bring in a focal point, something that your eye can settle on first. And let's see what we're going to use for our focal point. Look at some of our flowers and see if we can come up with one that's large enough that we could use there. I need to die cut some flowers. Die-cut. I cannot talk today. I need to die cut some flowers. That's what I need to do. I kind of like that. It's got the basic same color in there. I'd like for it to have a little bit more branches down here, but since it doesn't. Okay, I think I'm going to go with this, but I'm going to cut a little bit of this bottom off. It's I want it to be tall, but I just don't want that much of a naked space down here. I think that'll work right there. This is just they call them washi stickers. They're more like just vellum stickers that are printed, and they have the sticky backing on them. We had them in the shop last year. Haven't got any more this year because international shipping right now is a little bit crazy. And that's where we have to get them from. They're international. Now, when you put these down, if you'll just press on them really hard, it'll make them look like they're just part of the background or part of the paper collection. Now we need some little stickers and little pieces to decorate with. Let's see what we have in here. This is a Tim Holtz Couture. Most of this is. There are a few other pieces in here that I've just found here and there that I've stashed in here. But we just need some little stickers. Not stickers. We need some little pieces of ephemera. And what I do, if I don't run up on a piece of ephemera that's small enough that I want, I'll cut it. I'll just give it a cut. I like to have a little small long one to go across there, or maybe I'll just put a tag across there. These little pieces are so nice. I like them. Okay, I think I might put that one there. And I'm not seeing another little... Ooh, I like that number. Bring that right there. Okay, let's grab one of Katie's pieces here. This is her. These are the freebies that I give out to you guys every so often. She sends these to us, and then I put them on my blog, and you guys can go over. As long as you're subscribed to our channel, you can go over and download these for free. Okay, I'm liking that, I think. I think so. So let's go ahead and ink around them, since we inked around other things. So layer, layer, layer. That's your trick. Let's see, we might just drop this down right here. Since there's really nothing down here, we'll just put that down there. Oh, got it crooked. And then let's go ahead and, I like to cover the bottom of my stems, so I'll go ahead and cover that like that. So there is one. Let's go ahead and make a little tag to go on the inside here. Now, if you want to cover this with something, you can. I'm going to leave mine because I can journal on that. But we will make a little tag to go in there. See if I've got one that might fit. And then all I have to do is trim it down a little bit. That one will fit. Let's just trim it off a little bit at the bottom. You know what? I might not trim it off. I might make a pocket in a pocket. Yeah, let's do that. This is going to be a little tag with a pocket. That'll work. And let's just cover this tag with this. I think that will be pretty. So what's everybody doing today on this Saturday? It is dreary and rainy here. Cold. We went from 85 degrees to 45 degrees in just a matter of 24 hours. So it's cold and rainy. I said if it gets any colder, I'm afraid it's going to snow instead of rain. And I know a lot of you have snow already. I saw in Colorado, I think, and in maybe California, in the mountains. Gina sent a picture of her snow. She's got lots of snow. Let's see. Put that on there maybe. And that is Gina from Scrapinology. She has a YouTube channel. Sweet friend. She knows that I don't get very much snow here, so she teases me with all the snow that she has, because they have lots of snow. It looks like a winter wonderland there right now. After this video, I will upload Brooklyn's video. She had, she made one showing you guys how to make snowmen out of paper. So I will upload that one for you. She has asked me have I uploaded it, and I said, not yet, but I will get it. She said, Nana, you've got to get it uploaded. I said, I know, baby, I know. Okay, hold it down for a second. Now, I'm going to go ahead and punch a hole at the top of this, I think, if I can find my hole punch. Now we have a pocket and a pocket, so we can make another little tag for here. I may have a little tiny one. Let me look right here. If not, I'm sure I've got something tiny that could go in there. Got a little tiny one. Look at that. Oh. Now we need to cover this one. So I probably won't get but one done because, you know, this is what I'm doing. I am doing the whole thing from start to finish. And I think I'm going to use some of this paper. This is just an old page. I'm supposing it's a letter that I got from someone, and I don't remember who. But I've had it in my stash for a while, and I thought I need to break that out and use it. I love the feel of it. I don't know what it's copied on, and I get things like this, and then I don't want to use it. But I need to be using it. I've got way too much stashed here behind me. All I'm doing is making a home for the spiders, I believe. And I hate those things. I hate them. Okay. I don't think I'm going to punch that hole back in that. Just because it's such a tiny tag. If that hole is very big, if I punched one in it, it would be a teeny tiny one. Let's just do that. Let's punch a little teeny tiny. I think this is a 1/8 inch hole punch. It's just a tiny, tiny, tiny one. You can barely see it. And we'll put, let's see, what will we put on here? I don't have any blue thread. Might can string a little piece of this through there. Maybe. I might have to punch it again. Nope, I got it through there. Okay. This is just some little white crochet thread or knitting thread or whatever you want to call it. Clip that off a little bit. We don't need them that long. I'll save that piece because I can use that on something. And then on this one, I'm going to grab a piece of seam binding. And this is some seam binding from my scrap cabin shop, and this is called Misty Blue. You guys go over and check out her seam binding. It's absolutely wonderful. This is crinkle seam binding. She sent this to me, and I absolutely love it. This is in, I think, the winter bundle. Let's see. Yes, this is in the winter bundle set, but I think you can purchase them separately if you want to. And I don't want to cut that off. I think I'm going to leave it. All right, that one will tuck down in there. We could put a little label or something tiny, tiny there if we wanted to. On the side of that. Just bring in that little bit of yellowish that's up here. And then a little tiny label or something to go across. Okay, we'll put that one on there. It's a little bit different color, and that's what we needed. We didn't need one that was the same color as the tag. Put that like that. That'll tuck down in there. And then let's go ahead and do a little bit of something here. Let's put a label on there, maybe a couple of labels. I'm going to put this little piece of vellum that I just had laying out here on there. And my glue, let's see, get my Barely Arts glue, so we don't want that to crinkle. I think we'll just put that one on there. I don't want anything real thick on there because it's got to tuck back in that other pocket. So we'll just do this one. Okay, and then this can tuck. I like to make that one pretty tight. Oh no, don't crinkle up. So that's what I was talking about. You got to make it pretty flat. And I didn't flatten them out or wait for them to dry before I tried to stick it down in there, and that's a no-no. There we go. Okay, so we have a tag, and a pocket, and then this will close over like that. That is going to look sweet in your journals. I love that. Now, do you guys want to make another one? Do you want to make another one with me and make it a little bit different? Let's try one more, and we'll just make it a little bit different. How's that sound? Let's use Hello Susan's paper here. That's so pretty. Let's see. I need to know which way I can fold it to make it right side up. There we go. We can fold it that way. So, what do we want to use? This side or this side? I think I'll use this side. Use the B side. So I'm going to cut mine. So this one is 3 inches wide. I think I'm going to cut this one 4 inches wide. No, I'm going to cut it 3.5 because I don't want to mess up these flowers. I'm going to cut it 3. Don't want to mess up that flower right there. I plan on using that one on something else. Right, let's go ahead and round the corners. And this is our 3-way corner rounder. It's got 3 different options on it where you can round your corners in 3 different ways. And anytime you're in doubt, I try not to link every product that I use below, just the ones that are not in our store. Because if I linked every product, we would be here for a while, and you would not even be able to find anything. But just go to our store, that's linked below, and you can just do a search if you want to. You could just search, you know, bone folder or ink pad or corner rounder, anything like that in the little search bar, and it'll pull it up. So you can just do that. Or you can just look through all the product if you want to. All right, now this is going to be very easy to journal on because it's white on the inside if you want to leave it for journaling, or you could cover it with something. Now I am going to fold mine up about right there. That's going to get my bird and part of my word. Bird and word. And then I'll fold this one down to where when you open it up, you'll see the little birdie. There's no rhyme or reason in how far you fold it down or how far you fold it up. That's up to you. But this is going to be a cute little pocket to glue down. And the good thing about these are you can glue these down just here, here, and here and still have another tuck in behind. So we'll do that definitely. Alright, let's go ahead and glue this little pocket down. Now I'm going to leave the inside of mine white like it is. But I think up here we might put just a tiny little journal, just a tiny one. It's going to have to be little. It's going to have to be not much. But I think just a tiny, tiny little journal up here. This one's not very long, so I'm not going to be able to make anything big, but just a little one. Just going to grab a piece of coffee dyed paper, and we will measure it out. And I don't want to come down very far. Maybe, let's come down to about right there. So see, these are going to be very, very tiny. Now, first I'm going to tear this, and I'm just going to use my tear ruler. Now, these are our tear rulers. They come 3 to a pack. They're wonderful. This one tears a little scalloped edge, or the little decal edge. And I don't think I'm going to worry about tear. Yeah, I'm going to tear this side too. Started to say I'm not, but I need both sides to look pretty close to the same. Now, I don't have very much paper underneath there, so that's why sometimes it'll slide out. You have to really hold it down when you have just a little sliver of paper under there. So let's go ahead and tear a couple more. That's probably going to be way more than enough. Now, I have to measure this again since I cut off my little notch there. Okay, I don't think I want it coming any further down than that right there. Yep. So I'm just going to use my ruler and tear off. Now, this is going to be a tiny little booklet, but it'll be fun. It'll be fun. They don't have to all be the same size. And I think one more. Okay. Let's go ahead and put these together. Okay, let's make sure that it's not going to be too long. I may have to tear them off just a little bit. Just don't want them too long because I need to put a tag in that pocket. It's always fun to have little different interaction pieces in your journal. I think that's a lot of fun. And everything serves a purpose. There is very few pieces that are made just for decoration. There's some that are just decorative pieces, but most all of these that I make serve some kind of purpose. Like this is a pocket. This is journaling space. You'll have a little hidden journaling space. So even though you may not think that serves any kind of a purpose, or why would you do that? Well, I like to have different little interaction pieces in my journals. Just makes it interesting. Have little flips and folds and turns. Okay, we're going to stitch this in right here. And I think I'm going to use just my sewing machine. It'll go a lot quicker. And just stitch right across that. And then we'll be right back. Okay, got our little piece stitched on there. And that's our little notebook. And then we're going to make a tag to go in here. So let's see what we have that's a tag, maybe the size that we need. Let's see if this one would work. Oh yeah, that one would work. It'll be a little narrow, but I think that'll be okay. So let's go ahead and cover this. And let's use more of this paper. What shall we use? Let's use this bottom part down here. I think my little baby girl left my glue open the other night, so I'm going to have to go wash out my little tip. It didn't dry my glue out. It just stops your tip up, and you can just go and take your tip off and go wash it out with soap and water, and it'll be fine. I'm just going to go ahead and use my Barely Art since it's working right now. I'll go wash that out in a minute. That bee is sweet on there. Okay, let's punch our hole. Then we'll put some ink around it. I will cover the back, but not right now. I'll cover it later when I start to put it in the journal. You can always cover those at a different time. You don't have to cover it that minute. Now, that's so pretty, it's hard to even want to cover any of that up. But what about if we just put a little label on there? Let's see if we got a tiny one here. I tell you, I might trim that label out. It looks a little bit bigger on there, so let me just trim it a little bit. I could probably dig and find a label that's small enough, but I'm just going to go with this right now because guess what? These are the freebies, so I can reprint them. Thank you, Katie. And anybody who doesn't know who Katie is one of our designers, and she designs a lot of these freebies for you guys. She does not have an Etsy store. She does not have a YouTube. She works strictly for us in making these things and these little freebies for you guys. She's a sweetheart. Oh, I like that. Okay, let me get another piece of seam binding. I'll show you the bag, the winter bag. Isn't that pretty? What color? I don't know what color. Maybe, I tell you, let's just do the white. I do very little white, so let's do it. This one is just called white. Again, this seam binding is from My Scrap Cabin. She has an Etsy store, and I will link it below. And then what we're going to do here is we're going to push that little notebook down, and then we will pop this tag in there, and it holds the little notebook down. Then we'll fold this over, and we need to make a little closure there. I'm going to put that down that way so it doesn't stick up quite so much. Okay. This is a thinner cardstock, so it's going to have a little bit of sticking up ability there. Let's see, what are we going to make that out of? We could make it out of this. It doesn't have to be a particular anything. So I have this scrap laying there. As long as it holds. Now we'll fold that down and make sure our writing's going the right way. Then we'll glue this bottom. Now my seam binding does make that just a little tiny bit thicker, but it's still not too thick. And I can still just glue here, here, and here when I glue it down in my journal. And I can have another tuck behind it. So there's that. Now let's put a little something right there. I think I may just glue a little tiny button there. That one will work. And I'm not going to put thread in it or anything. I'm just going to glue it down. So there is another. And that one has a little notebook in it. Right, so there are the two that I have made. I will link Melina's channel below so you guys can go over and check her video out. And you'll see the correct way that she wanted these done. No, I'm kidding. Melina doesn't care. She just likes for you guys to do her challenges. She doesn't care if it's exactly like she does or not. And she knows her mama always goes rogue anyway. But there they are. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please give us a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. And we will talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.